Hello everybody and welcome back to G4G, Games for Gamers. Today we are back here in Marvel Avengers Alliance, and I just wanted to discuss a early team that I've been running on offense and share it with you guys so that you can see something that I'm doing over here and see if you like the setup, kind of show it to you in action and discuss some of the weak points of it and see how it fares. So first I'm going to show you my defensive team. I had been running Pesty Beast and Captain Steve Rogers with Thorny, Signpost, Hotshot, and Nox sitting there in defense. I did not really have a whole lot of data for how CSR, Captain Steve Rogers, was going to run on defense. I thought he might be pretty good, but I knew he could be potentially very chaotic because of his large moveset, and I was proven to be correct. I have faced him a few times in PvP, and I put the question out on the wiki, how is CSR faring on defense, and sure enough, his moveset is just too large. Some people were reporting that he did kind of do the right things, pick the right battles and everything, but for the large part was somebody who just has so much that they can do on a given turn that is, of course, dangerous on defense. You kind of have to corral them into doing the right thing. So, right now on defense, I'm running... I put in Cyclops instead. This is a double tactician team, but here's the reason why I did it, is that Cyclops, I know, is going to put out the combat expertise, and he's probably going to either try to AoE stun everybody, or he's going to go for a flanked. And flanked is going to help this group out quite a bit. So what am I running here on my agent? Well, it's actually what I'm running on offense, and it's been so successful on offense so far. I liked it on D, and I know, kind of like I said for Captain Steve Rogers here, I know that my agent is going to be corralled into doing the right thing. And that is because quick action, cooldown, available every time. So your agent is forced into doing exactly what you hope he does. Proc the buff on the suit with short fuse, quick action, hopefully use the hot shot in round 1, and then quick action, pick a target for Nox, and maybe even counter somebody. So, let's see the team with Captain Steve Rogers on offense and show you what it's going to do. So, the only team that I've had an issue with recently has been a Doom team. I fought a Doom team and beat it. Fought a different Doom team, and a lucky stun stunned my agent, which meant he could not heal himself through his debuffs, and I got put down. So, alright, here we go. Here is CSR Tactician, Cyclops Tactician, and a Generalist Agent. Now, this could potentially mean he's going to use the Tankard and give everybody extra turns here, which was something that I was shooting for at the start, but the defenses weren't really coming in too good. So we're looking at a Mystic Shroud, and nothing particularly fancy on these guys. They have a reality hacking, and no strengths either way. So it's tacticians versus tacticians. So Pesty's going to go ahead and do his typical opener here. Oh, and they have the shield because of the Savant Spear. So, good for me, my guy is going to go early, but I have the choice of, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to flank or am I going to depower? I think I'll depower, and I think I'll try to depower Cyclops. So, who are we going to hit first? Well, let's go ahead and try to hit Cyclops to take that shield off. If Nanoplague procs, which is now down to 60%, and unfortunately it didn't. Generalizing a bunch of people who are not strong. Uh-oh. Okay, not too bad. There was no boons to bust. And now, see, the thing is here, I'm pinned. If I go ahead and switch stances, I'm going to get the ISO contagion on me. So I'm just going to go ahead and forgo the depower and try to go for a flanked. And hit Cyclops, give him the debuffs. So he switched to offensive operations, so he's going to try to counter my melee, which is not a very good idea right now. Alright, so the ISO corruption has gotten a hold of me, so I'm going to go ahead and proc my short fuse and wait for all this stuff to go by. Alright, so now I'm going to lead with Thorny, which is going to put them weak to counterattacks and follow-ups, give me a shield. I'm going to heal myself for a lot, as you can see here, back up to full health. And now the stuns on this between Skull Thumper in my suit and the shotgun's own stuns, I have stunned entire teams multiple times. So CSR dodged it. And stun. Couldn't ask for a better setup over here. So now Cyclops is flanked. So that means I know he's going to follow up with this if we miss. So we're going to go ahead and use his exploit attrition because he has those nice debuffs on. And it puts him down. So no more resurrection from these guys. Now for Captain America, him, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to depower him to make sure he can't affect my team. So he goes to counterintelligence. Uh-oh. Ooh, I almost might have caused a loop over there. That was potentially scary. So I'm going to pinprick these guys again, keep the shield up, I'm going to heal again. I was looking for an answer for my Force Seal set. And yeah, I'm definitely happy with the Demon set using Thorny because this is definitely my answer. So Constipation is almost dead. And I miss. Nope, reality hacking. Almost thought it was a natural dodge. So now it's just me and CSR left over here, so he is already depowered. I'm going to go ahead and set him up for flanked. Takes a little less damage due to block, but now he's wide open. Leading strike on my guy, which is generalized. Whoop-de-doo. And I'll see if I can put him down with a flank Nox rather than use the hot shot again. And my agent is going to maintain not nearly full health because there's only one guy left. Get the short fuse out. And let's flank him over here with Nox. Pretty big hit, and I'm going to punch him to death because he's going to be wide open, so the punching's going to do extra damage. Transfers all the debuffs. Bang! Massive overkill. So, that is my current offensive team. Wouldn't have gained that much on him had I beat him in regular. I did it on practice. So, what is the weaknesses to this team? Well, the weaknesses to this team are tanks. If a tank manages to go out before I can prevent the tanking, yeah, that's going to be a little bit of a problem. A rescue setting up before I can do anything about it means that she or Omega Sentinel is going to eat the hotshot. Now, I fought a Wonder Man who did not jump in front of the hotshot. Maybe because the stun was happening. I don't know if you've caught on, but Playdom kind of shows you their hand when it comes to predictions. Let's say you clear a mission and a random spinner comes up. That spinner is determined the moment the spinner screen comes up. Before you even click anything or leave it up to chance, or even if it's a non-random spinner, the game has already predicted what you're going to get. And I noticed that one time when a spinner came up, and before I even clicked anything, it said update. I'm not saying it was refined serum, it was something else. It was the last Spec Ops, but it already knew that it was giving me one of these items, and it said, you know, updated progress over here. So that's how I kind of knew there is no randomness in this game. It's all defined. So that Wonder Man not jumping in front of the hotshot, but jumping in front of the Nox. I'm gonna double check here real quick to see if he is supposed to jump in on AoE. Protects. No, it's only single target. Okay, so yeah, hotshot is pretty good on Wonder Man because it's gonna pass him, but it won't set him burning. Yeah, so that's pretty much the weaknesses. Infiltrators, not really a weakness because CSR can depower them and can neutralize them, generalize them. He's a good counter for that. That's why I have him there. You might think, you know, G4G, this sounds a little weird. Why are you using CSR with Pesty? He doesn't debuff, he doesn't attrition, like what's the point? Well, he's not there to tank. He's not there to let these two set up. He's there to offensively protect these guys. And plus he's doing a lot of damage now. This isn't your old tanky Captain America. This guy's putting out damage now if you ISO him right. PKB on the wiki, Pot Kettle Black, has redone his ISO loadout to show the new Captain, and I followed it. It's working great. So Pesty makes sure that all these debuffs that start on me, Death Frost, Poison, Burning, Dark Void, they go out with the hotshot, as does Soulfire when this kicks off. So like all of these debuffs that are applied on me, sort of like using X-Obliv, they go out as an AoE on the hotshot. So the only weaknesses I could think of would be a Fandral being out there, getting on guard out, and maybe depowering me. But I haven't run into that yet. Team tactical type activities, a tankard making 3 tacticians go could be an issue. I don't think a Quicksilver Jugs is going to be that big of a deal. Another weakness is the fact that none of this is really stealthy. The hotshot, unlike X-Obliv in my previous season, is not stealthy, so I could cause counters and everything like that, but that's where hopefully nice things like the Hard Knocks will come in and I can set up some counters myself. And, you know, the bonuses to my stats and all from wearing all of these items are great. The only issue that I run into is having ISO Contagion on Captain America when I need to switch his stances. That kind of sucks, but you saw that fell off like really quickly that last round. So there you go. There's my current attacking team, and I will show you how they've been faring over here. Now, some of these early attacks were not using them, but I started using them, I think, somewhere around here. So the one Doom loss that I had was this one, this Report Yourself guy. This was a Doom and I won. This was a Doom and I lost, and they're doing pretty good. Defensively, the first few days had a lot of... that's actually not the opening day. The opening day, my defense really won me up pretty high. Prior to this 920, they actually won me up to the 920. And then they were losing, which was a Magneto and Miss Marvel group over there. And now you can see they're kind of going 50-50-ish here. Loss, win, then a win. So there you go. I am thinking of maybe using a Steps of Shaolu, Quicksilver, Juggernaut group since it's all just buffing each other, especially if I can get a wide open in there. So there's my defensive team. It's very similar to my offensive team, except I put out the very wild, very chaotic CSR, who's uncontrollable on defense, and put in Uncanny Psych, who may res people, may give them extra turns, which would be great, may put out a flanked, which would be excellent. Flanked is really popular. Iron Fist teams, of course, would decimate this. If there's an Iron Fist on offense, all those extra attacks will be a problem. So, hope you enjoyed this video here on G4G, and I'm thinking of a name for this team. I don't have one yet. I haven't named them, so because I've only been running them for a day. So if you got an idea for a name, let me know down in the comments. Take care.